Hello, everyone, and welcome to the full moon in Gemini Feng Shui. This is the final full moon of the year. This is a big energetic breakthrough for so many, for so much. Um, I want to start by talking about something that I think is so important, and hopefully, I have the mic on properly. Hopefully, this picked up my mic. I'm not sure if it did, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So, the big message for me for this moon has a lot to do, it's a Gemini full moon, has a lot to do with talking as though your dreams are about to happen. Now, we've had a lot of things happen in the last year and a half, 2 years almost, that have seemed to be happening to us. A lot of things globally happening to us. And that's not a flow that feels very empowering. And so to take our power back, we happen to life. And so today, that's what I want to talk about a little bit more in terms of talking, first and foremost, Gemini communication, talking as though your dreams are about to happen, because they are, if you believe that they are. So I'm going to give you an example to kick things off, and we're going to get into all the feng shui for the full moon. So here's an example of this. You wake up in the morning, you say, I'm going to get a cup of coffee, and you go get it. You're sure you want that coffee. You go and get it. Nothing's going to stop you from getting your coffee, whether you have to go out and get it, go and make it. No matter what, you're making your coffee. There's no question in your mind. But then if you decide that you're going to start a new business, or you want to have a new relationship, or you want something else to happen in your life, you might say, I hope that this happens. I hope I have more love in my life. I hope that I can finish writing my book. I hope that this works out. I hope, or I have it on my wish list. We speak about things that we can do sometimes as though they're not for sure. And by being not for sure about things, that's always that saying, the universe isn't for sure either. It's not quite sure if you're ready for it either. Speaking is a big part, communication is a big part of Gemini. Speaking as though your dreams are going to happen. So, what's the difference in energy between me saying, I hope I can finish this thing, I can finish this project this year? Saying, I'm finishing this project this year. I'm finishing this project this year. I'm moving forward. I'm in it. I'm like, yes, I hope I can. Is that a lot of things might come in the way that stop me from being able to do it, right? This is a move in language that is so powerful, because language is one of the ways we direct energy. Spells in forms of magic, prayers in different religions have so much to do with sacred words. And yes, indeed, the difference is commitment. The difference is intention. You can see and feel the difference in your life depending on how you're speaking. So for this full moon, I ask you to look at it's a good idea. You can try this. Look at what you've been working on. What have you been working on? What have you been focused on? And have you been hoping that things happen? Have you been wishing that things happen? Or have you been determined to make things happen? Have you been deciding, I am? Pay attention to even how you're talking about your plans for the new year. In the new year, do you say, oh, gee, I hope I'll be able to buy a house, or I am buying a house? There's a different energy. There's a different commitment. There's a whole different flow of creativity that begins based on the words that we use. This is not just a small thing. The difference, try this. Just try this for yourself. Next time you catch yourself saying, gee, I hope I can do something. I hope I can do this. Say, wait a second. No, I am doing it. I am doing it. And notice the difference. That is how the wheels of creativity kick into motion. Now, there are certain things that we can't control. I'm fully acknowledging that. But there are so many things we can do. And there are so many things we can determine and decide upon. And when we don't, we kind of kick it back to the universe and say, hey, give me whatever you feel like giving me. And if you want a year where you just kind of get whatever you get, then you could do that. And you will get things by default. And it might work out great and it might not. But when you decide on things, the energy is different. It's all a big wave beginning. And so we want to start this wave of momentum with this full moon. It's a real clear call to action for your communication. How are you speaking about things that you love? How are you speaking about things that you want? Raise the levels higher. Notice even when you're using words like I should or I have to, when you don't really have to. And there's nothing that you don't necessarily have to do all the things that you think you should. Notice in that language where you can dump and declutter. Now, the other part of this moon that's so powerful is that it's a big decluttering to raise our frequency super high. So when you let go of all the things that keep you feeling squashed or stuck in any way, you allow more energy to pour in. Now, this full moon is in direct relationship with the galactic center, which is as amazing as it sounds, as mystical as it sounds. The galactic center, all of this super high vibrational energy coming pouring in to life. Now, energy can enter your life and your home when it is clear far more easily. It's way easier to open up an empty refrigerator and fill it than it is to try to find places to fill a stuffed refrigerator when you're trying to put things away and it's all stuffed and disorganized, right? So we want to make sure we have clear space to receive all of this new stuff. So one of the things you can do for this full moon is to also channel the energy of Gemini, which has to do with twins. Now, twins are not always a mirror image of one another, but twins have deep connections. Many twins feel that they're intuitively connected to their twin, if not identical looking to their twin, connected to their twin in some more profound way, because that's the message of the twins coming together, being born, growing simultaneously, being born very closely together. So in this sense of a mirror, this mirror image, your home is a mirror of your life. That's the whole point of Feng Shui. Your home is a mirror of your life. And when you change the mirror, you can change what you manifest. When you change the mirror, you can change how you feel about yourself. When you change the mirror of your home, you can change your abundance. You can change circumstances, change habits, change patterns. Your home is one of the most powerful manifesting tools you have. And if you harness that power, it can transform your life. So on a basic level, you can start with some cleaning, but don't just clean for the weekend. Don't just clean and force yourself to clean. Do it with the sense of transformation behind it. Meaning, as I'm vacuuming, I'm thinking about sucking all this dust and all this stuck energy out of my space. As I'm sweeping, I'm opening a path forward for new things to come into my house. As I'm polishing and dusting things, I'm creating more focus in my life. Really connect to what you are doing and understand for yourself how this is a polishing of you as well. So this can be an amazing way to start ramping up your energy, doing the practical work of cleaning your home, but at the same time, starting to polish your life and all the abundance in it. This will be game changing. The energy that you put behind things really makes a difference. Again, it's the difference between showing up and saying, I hope, and showing up and saying, I'm doing this. And this is a year of I am doing this. And if you haven't yet, below in the description box, you will find a link to the free Feng Shui decluttering video series. It is the prelude to the Catalyst Camp, the 8-week decluttering camp to start the new year. It is the most 8 years now. This is going on the 8th year that we've started the new year. The most powerful way I've started the new year. with a group of people, deeply decluttering, not just home, but energy, life, and in all ways, in such profound ways. And this is so huge. It will open up your life in so many ways. So, think about this sense of letting go. Below, you'll find those videos that can help you to dive in and get started on a new level, and not just decluttering, but setting up your home intentionally so that you can bring all the new things you want into your life. Your home is also not just your mirror, but your vision board of your life. So get deeper into this feeling, and you can really capture the manifesting power of your home and do the decluttering videos to get yourself in that space of openness. That's over an hour of feng shui waiting for you, and I hope you love it. And for those of for those of you who've already joined in the Catalyst Camp for the new year, we're going to go so deep, because this year has taught me, and so many of you have taught me so much about the levels and the depths you can go to clear life and eliminate those old patterns, old obstacles, old things, and just take the lid off so that there's no limits to the amount of abundance that can come in. And it's just so refreshing and rejuvenating. So as we get deep into this, some people are asking really wonderful questions. And there's just a piece of a question I want to answer right now, because I think it really speaks to this moon. How is it that I could be stronger in letting things go? How can I become more powerful in letting things go? And one thing you can do for this moon is a release ritual. And this might sound silly. You might have tried it before and it didn't really do much for you. But again, it's the energy and determination with which you do it. So you can grab yourself a notebook or a piece of paper, write out on the paper all the things that you identify for yourself as things that are holding you back or piled up. So it might be physical clutter, like stuff piled up in counters, drawers, other places where you're just overwhelmed. Or it might be emotional stuff, or it might be mental things, habits, beliefs. It might be energies, like a feeling of laziness, a feeling of stuckness in your space. It might be physical design things that you want to shift and change. You're just over things looking the way that they do. What are you done with? And you're ready to release. And don't do this from a place of trying to become a perfect person, because that's not what we're doing here. Do it from a place of becoming free, becoming you, shining even brighter, even more you, becoming even bigger in your energy field, standing in your power even more. When you can do that from that place and write it all out, declare if you want, I am ready to release this. I am ready to release this. I am ready to release this. Now, by doing this, it is not going to evaporate your clutter immediately, but it will help you to do something very, very powerful in eliminating the energetic ties that you have to certain habits, to certain thoughts, to certain things, so that it's easier to let them go. And this can be just this really big release. So write out everything you're ready to be free of, whether it's physical clutter or also your energetic stuff, and declare for each one, I'm ready to be free of this. I'm ready to be free of this. And then rip it all up, tear it all up. Some people burn it. It can be dangerous. So I'm just going to say, rip it all up and then put it all in the trash and take out the trash. Let it go. Let it go. Take it out. Get it out of the house and just sit in that feeling of being determined. Again, how we started this live today, that determination. I am done. I am free. That determination that you are shifting things in your life. So that can be one really powerful way to just go, boom, okay, we're starting a new cycle. And the other thing that makes you stronger in terms of letting things go is practice. And practice makes perfect, all right? Well, we're not interested in perfect, but practice makes things better and better and better and better and better. And that's why we start the year with things like the Feng Shui camps where we're practicing and practicing and practicing because I'm in such a role sometimes of practicing with everyone. I do these with everyone. I'm not perfect and I don't want to be perfect. And there's always levels of things to clear. And the more I see things, the more I'm like, oh, I can let this go. Oh, I can focus on this. Oh, there is a level deeper to go. Until you feel completely unlimited in every way, there's always more clutter to clear in all different ways. And it is always so freeing. And it's not something to sort of dwell upon the clutter aspect of it. I encourage you all to focus on the freedom. Focus on the freedom, focus on the rewards, clearing clutter, which is a big piece of this full moon. Clearing and releasing will bring you more intuition, more money, more love, more self-care, new habits, new opportunities, new abundance, all sorts of new creativity, expanded life, expanded joy, being able to shift out of old senses of how things go. I can get so far and then I'm stuck. The limits come off. It opens your life on every level. And there's a lot of science backing this as well. People have done big cleanups and reorganizations of their life and found that their stress levels became so much lower. Their health improved as a result of that lower stress. So many things transformed. So this is really life-changing. I don't think of this as just a virtuous thing to do, or it's good for you to be decluttered, or it's a good thing, or it makes you a good person. I don't care about any of those types of labels. What I care about is you living your best life. And I mean that in every fiber of my being. It is the only reason I continue to do this after all these years. It is so important to me. I spent a lot of time in my life being very stuck and beating myself up as a result of it. And that cycle was a hard one to break, but it changes everything. And so for any of you who've been really hard on themselves, if you're being really hard on yourself, let that go. There's no race, there's no competition. I'm pretty sure that when life's over, we don't look back and say, hey, I won. And even if you do, what are you winning? Like, we're all here to expand and experience and help one another. And this moon also has this aspect of service. A lot of things that I'm doing right now have a lot to do with how can I be of greater service? How can you be of greater service? And letting stuff go can help you to be of greater service to others in your life as well. By you dumping some of that clutter, you can have more time, more flow, more joy to bring to other people. So just letting that stuff go, breaking those cycles. Again, by writing a list and ripping it up, you're not going to immediately evaporate the stuff in the closet and the stuff in the drawers, but it will start the process. It will start that momentum flowing. Now, this, as I said, this full moon that's aligned with the galactic center is thought to just pour down this higher consciousness energy, this higher conscious energy into our lives. And so if your life was being showered with, just poured upon it, all this high vibrational energy, what would you want to upgrade? Would you want to feel more confident? Would you want to feel more excited? Would you want to feel more physical energy? Would you want to feel a shift in some way? Just really channel this, like really intend for this energy of this weekend to light up parts of your life you are ready to activate. And take this and move with it as your intuition opens up. So as you get more clear, as you open up space, you can tap into more and more of your intuition with more clarity because you don't have all that static in the way. You don't have all those considerations and worries and crap in the way. You're focused, you're here right now. And when you're in that space where you're like really here, you can tap in and get all kinds of amazing downloads from the universe. So the idea of this full moon is that with the galactic center and this sense of releasing things, you're making space for intuition to soar. So to use your intuition and imagination and resourcefulness and genius in a powerful way, think about how you can tap in to new ideas to do things better. You might come up with some new ideas to work in a better way, a flow for your day, a new way to schedule, a new calendar, a new planner. Just what comes up for you? What is a new way I can do things in the new year that's going to make things easier for me? Not forcing myself. You're not about to force yourself to do something, but rather, what's a new way? I would much rather actually work later in the day and sleep later. I feel better that way. That might be your decision. It might be your decision that you need to wake up earlier in the morning because you feel better that way. How you feel is what's going to be most important, reorganizing the universe based upon that. Now, the other big thing you can do with this intuitive energy flowing is to come up with new solutions for things that feel stuck. The reason why the New Year camp is called the Catalyst Camp of Decluttering is because decluttering is a catalyst for your creativity to flow freely, solutions to flow freely. So, in addition to all this clearing that you can do, also tap in and ask yourself, okay, I've really been struggling to get this project done. How do I do it in a different way? Is there a new way I can look at this? There is that whole saying, when you change the way that you look at things, the things you look at change. I think Wayne Dyer said that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And so when you start looking at things more like a life designer, when you start looking at things like an experiment, a game, rather than as this is the way it goes, this, you can start tapping in to new ways to do things. So let's just say you can't get a project finished. No matter what you do, you can't get it done. You might get an instinct that, wait a second, I've been trying to force myself to create a new website, but I don't need a website right now. I can just start on social media. So I can start today instead of 2 months from now. Wait a minute. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to stick with my exercise routine and make it work. And I've been trying and trying and it doesn't work. I don't do well exercising on my own. I'm going to come up with a new way to create a group so that I can stick to this. Or you might think, like, I've been doing this one thing in this one way every year, and it's not flowing for me anymore. It doesn't feel exciting anymore. I have to think of a new way to do this. And then you realize, oh, it could be so much easier. Let me try this. And go with it. Go with the solution. You'll find that by looking at things in new ways, there are a multitude of options. There are a multitude of amazing timelines and amazing plans. And you can choose and you can experiment. You could try one out and see how it feels, and try another one out and see how it feels. And you will find your way to the things that really, really work for you. This is so big and so fun. Another big part of this weekend, in addition to Jupiter moving into a whole new place, lighting up a whole new part of our lives and expanding it, depending on where Jupiter is in your birth chart, expanding a whole new area of life. Jupiter goes around the skies and expands everything in our lives in a big circle throughout a cycle of 12 years. And so, what are you ready to expand in your life? This shift is happening. There's also a big shift of Venus going retrograde, which is a retrograde upgrade. I love retrogrades in general, but retrograde upgrade because Venus has a lot to do with money, wealth, beauty, richness, love, self-love, and self-care. And so how can you make upgrades in these ways? And think about how, on a very basic level, you can start doing this just by focusing on how you treat yourself. This will change a lot of the value that comes to you. When you set your value, then the universe responds to that. It's like what we were talking about at the beginning of this whole session. If you missed the beginning, we're going to talk about it again, the power of your words. When you say, gee, I hope that someone will give me a lot of money, versus saying, I'm going to get a lot of money from someone. I'm going to make this happen and I'm going to ask for it. And this is my price. There's a whole different vibe there than, I don't know, give me whatever you think. That's a whole different dynamic. And this is where you can start making breakthroughs. So, with this Venus retrograde, you can start thinking about how to upgrade how you feel. I started pulling out more of the dresses again. Someone noticed. Thank you so much. Um, Pulling out all the things, even though I'm not like out a lot. It's like I want to be a part of this stuff again. I want to feel all the beautiful things again and be involved in that kind of energy of upliftment and beauty. And for you, it might be new self-care routine, new makeup routine. It might be a makeup routine when you decide you want to play around with makeup, or you decide you want to dress in a new way, or you want to shift things in your home in new ways. Maybe you want to play more color, which is also energy, uplifting, and also finding new ways. But the biggest part of this, and really aligning on this moon for me, is where you want to invest in yourself, because you are your greatest investment. Invest in those words that you speak that say that you believe in yourself. Invest in the things that are going to feed your soul. I start a lot of classes at the end of the year. I decide where I'm going to invest money, where I'm going to invest my energy. When you're writing out lists and goals, don't just think about the outcomes you want. Think about the experience you want to have in the year. It's not about winning the race. It's about enjoying every single day. That's the point. I don't envy people who have a lot of, I don't envy anyone who has $1 billion and is miserable. Like, that's a really hard place to be when you're very stone cold miserable and you've been miserable for a very long time. You can't get that time back. What you can do right now is decide you can have all those things, have all the abundance that you want, but it's about the process. It's about the joy in the journey. And that's the beauty of this time, and the raising of consciousness and the raising of energy. And I am just so emphatic about this. So it's my wish for all of you in the new year ahead to prosper madly, build incredible things. I'm going to be doing a 2022 Feng Shui video very soon. And there's so many great things in the air, in the shifts. But the big piece of this for us, for right now, as we're preparing for the new year, is starting to make those choices, those decisions, those determinations that, as someone noted, will make you stronger in letting things go, will make you stronger in bringing things in by following how you feel more and more, and speaking and communicating those words of certainty that you know your value, because you are incredibly valuable. I'm going to take a few minutes and read. We'll read through some of your questions if y'all have questions. And I also want to remind you guys, below are the free Feng Shui decluttering videos. I don't want you to miss them while they're up. They're super magical, and they're magical because it's so much stuff I learned from many of you and working with thousands of you for the years. I've been watching you for months now and got to decluttering, but I feel like I have too much clothes, but I'm a fashion designer trying to recycle instead of pollute by throwing clothes away or donating to be thrown away. Anyways, start making things that could be an incredible resource for you. And exercise to use what you have to make new things. That could be a project. I wish that I wish I had a sewing machine, actually. I wish. Did you hear that? I wish I had a sewing machine. I'm going to change to, I am going to get a sewing machine in the new year, if this spirit in me keeps rising, because it's so fun to be able to just alter something or shift something a little bit. And it is a great tool to have. And as a designer, you are a brilliant artist. That's amazing. I'm so happy to hear you're all making positive shifts. Someone just asked if this is a metal Feng Shui pendant that I'm wearing. This is a harmony pendant. It is actually a geometric energy pendant that has to do with harmonizing EMF and harmonizing energies in the world with you. So that's what this is. And I love it. And so it was a gift and I wear it all the time. Um, Yes, yes. I'm so glad. So, thank you all for being here. If you all have questions, comments, please feel free to leave them below. I'm going to be back with lots more before. I'm going to make a lot of videos for the new year, the big feng shui themes, all the big shifts. And I'll also come on live. I love when you guys can be here. I'm so happy that so many of you could be here live. I feel your energy. And if you need me, you know where to find me always. Please feel free to reach out, ask questions, ask me to make you videos. I'm so honored to be able to help. Have the most amazing weekend and know that this energy is not just for now. This is stuff that you can reach back into for the new year. And I love you guys, and I'm wishing you the most magnificent time ahead. Mwah. Bye, everyone.